Good morning, everyone. My name is Amarie Muñeza, and I'm going to report about the sulfur cycle. First of all, what is sulfur cycle? Sulfur cycle is a biogeochemical cycle consisting of various processes that together enable the movement of sulfur through different reservoirs like atmosphere, biosphere, and lithosphere. Sulfur is also an important mineral in living organisms that is found in biomolecules like proteins. Sulfur is also an essential mineral found in rocks, soil, and as the lithosphere as the main reservoir of the sulfur compounds. Did you know that sulfur is also the reason that urine becomes a strange color when you eat asparagus? That one of the Jupiter's moon look as if it is pale yellow because there is so much sulfur on the surface. And last but not the least, sulfur is considered as the 10th most abundant element on Earth's surface, which is found in different forms in the rocks and soil. Moving on, we should on. I'm gonna explain about the sulfur cycle or its process on how it's cycle around the Earth. Natural processes like volcanic eruption plays an essential role in increasing sulfur dioxide or SO2 concentration in the atmosphere. SO2 is followed by hydrogen sulfide, which represents another important gas that is present in the atmosphere. Hydrogen sulfide gas, or H2S, is released into the atmosphere by volcanic eruptions, hot springs, and anaerobic decay of sulfur-containing biological materials in swamps, bogs, and tidal floods. Certain marine algae produce dimethyl sulfide. It is a volatile compound that enters the atmosphere as tiny droplets. Dimethyl sulfide reacts with atmospheric oxygen and produces sulfur dioxide. Human activities have played a major role in altering the balance of the global sulfur cycle. Humans are responsible for a third of all sulfur that is in the atmosphere. The burning of fossil fuels, such as coal and oil, releases sulfur dioxide into the atmosphere. The sulfur dioxide reacts with the atmospheric oxygen and creates sulfur trioxide. Sulfur trioxide reacts with atmospheric water, or H2O, and creates with sulfuric acid. Sulfur trioxide also reacts with ammonia to produce tiny particles of sulfate salts. The winds carry droplets of sulfuric acid and particles of sulfuric salts, which then fall into the earth by precipitation, such as rainfall and acid rain. They eventually make its way to soil and ocean. Once sulfur reaches terrestrial and aquatic biosphere, it is taken by plants and microorganisms. Plants get sulfur by taking up ions of sulfate salts from the soil, and animals get sulfur by eating plants. Sulfur taken up by living organisms is then used in formation of biomolecules like proteins and nucleotides. And in the ocean ecosystem, chemoautotrophic microorganisms utilize sulfur to produce organic compounds in the form of sulfates. All living things release sulfur compounds when they decay. Decomposition releases sulfate, salts, which can be taken up by plants as well as gaseous hydrogen sulfide. When decay occurs in an oxygen-free environment, anaerobic bacteria break down hydrogen sulfide into sulfur gas, while oxygen-requiring bacteria or aerobic bacteria can incorporate sulfur into sulfate salts, which can be taken up by plants and enter the food chain once again. And some of the hydrogen sulfide enter the atmosphere. And just like any other cycle, it goes around and around and around. And that will be all. Thank you for listening, and God bless.